operated and named after Miles Johnston. Miles Johnston is a very important man in the English conspiracy theory truther movement, and he operates an ongoing series of lectures and conferences known as the Basis Project. He was formerly associated with another organization called AMOC. It's an acronym. Unfortunately, I don't have the notes in front of me to tell you what that means. You know, he's associated with that. Also, Miles Johnston has a history in pirate radio that I think is very important. We'll talk about too. So what we're going to be doing and trying to narrow our field of study, and also the thing that I like to do is to be able to comment upon something that I can then point you to, so that you can go there yourself, experience the information yourself, digest the information yourself, and reflect and say, okay, I get where it's coming from, I get what's going on, or I see. So concentrating on the Miles Johnston YouTube channel is very good. This really is a great information hub, and this really is the center hub and nexus for this whole lot of this information that's going on about artificial intelligence, black goo. Clearly, Alfred Lamont Weber is also involved, in another capacity. But we're here going to be concentrating on the Miles Johnston channel because it's the easiest way for me to talk about a subject, but then be able to simply point you to the things that are going to this lecture now, this lecture now, it's going to go this thing, this, that. Also, all of the major players in the artificial intelligence black goo milieu have been associated with the Miles Johnston YouTube channel and the ongoing Basis Project. Specifically, a researcher by the name of David Griffin, who we talked about, one by the name of Sarah Rachel Adams, who we talked about, a man by the name of James Caswell, who we talked about, but most importantly, a man by the name of Harold Kutzweiler, who is very important to talk about because a lot of things came to a head with him, and he's currently the center of an ongoing controversy regarding his contributions to the community, or what may be going on with his contributions to the community, or maybe what's going on with him personally. So we might have to get to him earlier rather than later. It's a current subject that is currently evolving. Speaking about Miles Johnston, I want to make something very clear here. We're going to be trying to change a little bit of my personal attitude and approach to these subjects. So I want to be very explicitly clear here. If I'm going to be speaking about things that I disagree with the person about, I do want to take the time to say and acknowledge the fact that the contributions that I think they have made and are ongoing to make, and also thank them for the contributions that they may have made in the past that I think are very important. Speaking about Miles Johnston, I just want to say this. There's several things that I disagree with him about. But it's very clear to me that a lot of these things revolve around personal experiences that he may have had in his life. And so I just want to be sensitive about that. And number two, I really do want to take this time to say, thank you, sir. Miles Johnston, historically, this is of record of note, was critically involved and very important to what was known as the pirate radio movement in Great Britain. Basically, you have to understand that even more so than America, the British, the BBC, the British, the government controlled all communications in Great Britain. It was stifling a lot of creativity, stifling a lot of musical, artistic, poetic, artistic creativity in many, many different ways. And the pioneers of Miles Johnston and John Keel began out and doing pirate radio, getting their own transmitters, setting up their own transmitters, setting up their own trigger engineering, transmitter capacities, getting up their wattage, really did have a massive cultural effect. And I just want to take this time to say thank you, Miles Johnston. Please, I'm not trying to kiss your ass to get a pass. I disagree with you about many things. I'm sure many things I say will seem, counterproductive to you at best, if not serving as evidence that I might be some sort of COINTELPRO agent, because I know that's what we like to accuse each other of being, sometimes personally, but people in this community, right? That's how it goes. Okay. So thank you, my brother, for all the work you did with Pirate Radio. Thank you for the ongoing work you do with the Basis Project. It's not only a source of much information for me personally, but also much entertainment. Okay. We're going to be starting with Basis 17. We're not going to be talking about today, this is just an introductory video. We're going to be talking about Basis base of 17, because it's really the first one that I located that really started to specifically discuss this artificial intelligence black goo. I'm sure the issue of artificial intelligence black goo may have been forwarded either to previous spaces broadcasts, YouTube communiques, also, prior to that, in the other instances. We'll get there, but like I said, concentrating on the basic project, focused on basis 17 with a research by the name of David Griffin. It's a good place to start because that's really where it really kind of takes a hold and we really start talking about artificial intelligence black goo in a real way, its origin, where it comes from, etc. Okay, now, we're going to be concentrating primarily on factual statements. Researchers who come out and say this happened and this happened and this incident happened, and if you look at this historical record of conjecture or surmise or suppose or assume that this may have been the result. I'm not going to be spending too much time on just people's personal experience. Why? This is hard to get a hold of. It's very important. The fact of the matter is that human perception is subject to deviation and change, right? And so a person's subjective experiences are oftentimes worse or better. Why? A person will be subject to temporary or permanent mental distress or disorder, right? Schizophrenia does exist. I believe mental illness does exist. Paranoia does exist. Also, drug addiction exists. Substance addiction exists. And I think that's a problem. There's a lot of people that end up coming up in this AI black story. I do believe that it's fair to say that there might be other stuff going on other than the interference of artificial intelligence or governmental or non-governmental entities in these people's lives. Some people are targeted individuals. I'm not going to say that the government doesn't go after people or experiment on people because the government doesn't jazz, crappy things. But some people are paranoid. Some people are crazy. And some people just are deceivers and liars. Some people give informed and talk and feel important. We'll take that. The better or the worse. The good things to the bad. It's just the way it goes. So why am I doing this? Why am I doing this artificial intelligence platform? I have no desire to be just another skeptic pointing fingers at other people and saying, why do you believe that? You're so stupid to believe that. I'm not trying to do that. I'm really not. What I want to do is I want to talk about these things because I think these things matter. Okay? When we're talking about things like conspiracy theories, we're oftentimes talking about death, dismemberment, or torture at the hands of governmental and non-governmental organizations, people in power structures, the victimization of the weak by the strong. Okay? And these are very real results. Also, these are very real political results. I don't want to see people who should be concentrating on the real conspiracy behind 9/11, for example. People who might be strong, intelligent, political advocates for the impeachment of certain government officials or certain corporate officials in ongoing problems related to 9/11 or other things. I don't want to see those people distracted by ignorance and false flags, red herrings, if you will. Also, movement evidence. If you are a skeptic or skeptical about the government or the people out there trying to trick you or be evil to you or to do with conspiracies, I just want to say that the easiest thing for them to do will be to get into this conspiracy community and start saying things, distracted things that will distract you off from point A from point B. Now look, I don't know if artificial intelligence black goo exists anywhere on planet Earth. How could I know that? I'm not everywhere on planet Earth simultaneously. And I don't have the ability to, just by looking at something, say whether that's petroleum oil or if that's some sort of sentient black goo. But I do want to say that I trust people. I do. For the most part, I think that people are good and good-hearted, and that mainstream science and mainstream medicine and mainstream government are not comprised of people who all want to kill us and weed us out and make us die. But rather, for the most part, it's composed of people just like you and me who do legitimately want the best for the long people around them. I refuse to accept that the majority of people who from doctors, nurses, nurse practitioners, pharmacists, pharmaceutical engineers, chemical engineers, surgeons, biotech engineers, are out to sort of generalize harm to the people at large. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense from any sort of balance because it's just so counterproductive. We might be able to get to some of those subjects. We want to keep things tight. Also, I think it's very important for me to say this. One of the aspects of the artificial intelligence black goo phenomenon has been its connections to what's known as Morgellons disease or Morgellons syndrome. Okay. Morgellons syndrome is a disease that is characterized by itching of the flesh or joint pain and a lot of different symptoms. One of the specific symptoms is fibrous projection and growth from the body, from the lips, from the hands, from various parts of the body. Okay. Morgellons is one of those diseases that is currently not recognized by either the Center for Disease Control America or the American Medical Association or any other internationally recognized medical body. I will say this, you just feel that people are suffering from Morgellons, that Morgellons syndrome is a real thing. But they have friends with family members who live with Morgellons. I just want to say to you that I will do my best to be sensitive to this. In my own life, I've had multiple experiences with great friends who have had diseases like chronic fatigue syndrome, things that are classified by some people as a disease and some people not as a disease. Another personal frustration that a person can feel, they feel that they're suffering from an illness. And every time they go to a doctor or a medical practitioner, they're told that they are asymptomatic. There's no causal finding of what's causing them, or they don't believe that the medical practitioner doesn't believe that the disease actually exists. That can be scary, that can be frustrating. So I'm not here to add to your frustration, but we do need to talk about this. So where and when we have to feel that, we need to talk about maybe famous people involved in the Morgellons field that I feel are debunkable or not true or lack bona fides. I have to tell you that because it doesn't help you. It doesn't help you if you have a disease that is of unknown origin. You have jokers out there that are not being criticized. We have the good that you suffer from any sort of disease or disorder that has no causal origin. It's very scary. I also appreciate the fact that because the Morgellons have this intersection with this artificial intelligence black goo, that like all conspiracies are big and they're larger than the onion that I feel I know I also see. There's a lot of things, in a lot of ways in which I agree with mainstream medicine. It's all ways that I go. I'm the father of two. I'm an anti-vaxxer. Think of that what you will. Damn me if you will. I'm not a total anti-vaxxer. My kids have some vaccines, but the majority of vaccines that are on the schedule they don't have. Why? You know why, and I'm not going to go into it. That's a video for another time. I hope you enjoyed this introductory video. Of course, the video is the shortest video I've ever done. Okay. The video specifically talk about specific projects. Obviously, a little bit longer because I like to go through things in a little bit more detail and go through things point by point. Hope you enjoyed this video. And I hope people that tuned into my other videos know and understand can appreciate it. Different tone. Okay. Warning to those people who might be getting involved in the artificial intelligence black goo ongoing series that I will be doing is that I do have a reputation for a couple of things. Number one, cursing. I curse a lot. Kind of like what level of cursing? Kind of with George Carlin, Bill Hicks, Lenny Bruce, kind of, Doc Worker kind of, it's just the kind of way that I talk. I'm a little bit crass, but I do want to say this, is that it brought to my attention several people that the way that I've spoken in the past about specific issues, specifically related to childhood trauma, sexual abuse, rape, has been a little bit too much. And while I'm not the type of guy that tells people, when I give them trigger warnings, I would say, if you need to walk through life with, trigger warnings, blaring at you, you might as well stay home, because that's not how life works. But having said that, it brought to my attention that there's some things that I do kind of out of nowhere that seem to really have an also have a recent video about Bashar that's brought new subscribers to my channel who come from a totally different world. And these people have reacted strongly to my language. I had one person I thought I'd send them to a hospital. I didn't know what was going on. I felt really bad. So it's part of the reason they're trying to control the body mail, as it were, and to a lesser degree, but to a more degree, I'll try to be a little less, about certain things, which I don't know, it seems to upset certain people. Okay, I love you all. We're going to have a fun time with this. The people and researchers that I talk about, okay, hey, look, it's one of those things. Scientific research is scientific research is scientific research. It's very common in the Lancet Medical Journal or the Natural Science or any of the bigger science periodicals that a study published, okay, a research paper published, a research paper or study that people have been spending years on, only to several months later have some other group, some other university, some other lab come out and say, oh, by the way, that 9 years you spent working on trying to sequence the mitochondrial DNA of the fruit fly, you're wrong, sucker. Here's the way you really do it. That happens. So there's other people who hear new information from me that contradicts their information, big research, whatever. What can I do? I tell you, it just is what it is. Also to the audience, you gotta keep an open mind about these things, okay? Artificial intelligence, Black Goo, Miles Johnson, David Griffin, Sarah Rachel Adams, David Icke, Simon Parks. These people aren't your best friends. They ain't your buddies. Unless they're your best friends, your buddies. If they're your best friends, they're your buddies. Hey, what are you going to do? You got, loyalty's loyalty. I don't play anyone with that. But if you're just out there trying to find information, you're not married to this information, right? You want to know the right answer. If you were taught that 2 + 2 = 5 your entire life, and then you find out that someone's out there is telling you that 2 + 2 = 4, it doesn't do you any service to say, who are you? Everybody knows that 2 + 2 = 5. No, you gotta have your mind and ears open and your heart open. Welcome to the Terror Dome. Here we are. This is going to be part 2, the first real entry in my ongoing series about artificial intelligence, Black Goo, a entity, substance, cultural phenomena that as of late has been taking the conspiracy theory, truther movement, New Age community, spiritual community, a little bit by storm. So that's prompted the making of these videos. As I covered briefly in my introductory video, we're going to be concentrating on the YouTube channel operated and named after his personal YouTube channel, of Miles Johnston. This will be good because it's a great resource to use. It's got a ton of information. A lot of the people involved in Black Goo have appeared, and also the BASIS projects are an ongoing series of conferences and lectures and interviews that are numbered. So I'll be able to easily tell you we're talking today about BASIS 17. BASIS 17 is where we're starting because it's the first instance that I'm aware of where the issue of Black Goo was really put forward, maybe not on the internet, but certainly, I think, on the BASIS project. Now, I should say this. Miles Johnston clearly has some personal feelings about Black Goo, may have had some eyewitness experience. Maybe the defendant definitely has some eyewitness experiences. So it's very possible that he introduced the subject of Black Goo or artificial intelligence, Black Goo, at an earlier time, but this is the first one that clearly talks about the issue. BASIS 17 features an investigative reporter by the name of a researcher by the name of David Griffin. A very pleasant chap. I think he might be British. David Griffin, BASIS 17, which goes on to several parts. Basically, it's delineated into 4 parts. Parts 1 and 2, where we're going to be spending the most time, is one video. Okay, and there's a part 3 and a part 4 video that we're going to talk about briefly because it doesn't contain quite the same detailed amount of information, more about speculation, a little bit of repetition of material that came before. So if one were to only watch one of the BASIS 17, I would definitely say watch the long one. This incorporates parts 1 and 2. That's all you need to do. We'll talk about 3 and 4. If you press for time and can't investigate the issue as fully as you feel you might need to, BASIS 17 part 1 and 2 with David Griffin is where you want to go, and we're going to be concentrating our time. David Griffin, as a researcher, and particularly in this chapter in BASIS 17, is going to be talking a lot about Black Goo artificial intelligence black goo and its connection to the Falklands War conflict. He's also going to follow that up. Basically, his theory is that the Falklands War between Britain and Argentina, the political things that we've been told about are actually false, and the real reason that the Brits invaded the Falklands Islands in 1982 was to retrieve this artificial intelligence black goo from an underground base located under the Argentinian base known as Corbeta, Uruguay. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, forgive me if I'm not. He follows his line of research on what is known as the Marconi deaths. Marconi is a small, well, it's not small, it's an English electronics corporation that's heavily involved in the defense industry in Great Britain. During the 80s, there was a series of dramatic series of unexplained and inexplicable murder, suicides, very unusual, called Marconi deaths. It was covered in a book called Open Verdict by another investigative journalist by the name of Tony Collins. It is David Griffin's theory that these Marconi deaths are not related to any sort of other Cold War espionage, but rather are related to the ongoing investigation and the Brits' investigation and exploration of this black goo. Got the black goo from Argentina, ferry it back to Britain, okay, put it in the hands of Marconi Corporation to experiment on it, try to talk to it, program it, whatever you do with it, and these deaths ensue because people can't handle this. Black goo's going to drive them crazy. The cast of characters are David Griffin, as we've already discussed. Okay. Oh, and then after we talk about the Marconi deaths in part 4, he goes on and connects the Gulf oil disaster to this as well. Miles Johnson is going to feature heavily as one of the interviewers. I think it's safe to say that Miles Johnson considers himself, he's definitely psychically attuned. I don't think that I'm painting him with the wrong brush if I say that he could be considered like. Okay? And it's very important to know that I'm not making a sort of personal testimony about whether or not I accept or don't accept. I would say that I'm agnostic as to whether or not they're light workers, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. I think that there are. I think Miles Johnson probably is one. But it's important to note that because in addition to his eyewitness experiences with black goo, he also, I think, is able to identify it or see it. At least that he sees it in its etheric state. It might be an invisible state. It's kind of confusing. He's a good guy. I like this guy. The other cast of characters are going to be Mr. Summerscales, who is the leader of the Amok project. They just closely associated with the Basis project, which these guys have done in several ways. Miles Johnson's, her name is Suzanne Summerscales. Forgive me if I got the name wrong. I apologize. I tried that out of memory. I guess she's doing her own thing. He's doing his own thing now. Today they're here together interviewing David Griffin. Now, there's a very other important person that you need to know about in order to understand David Griffin, his research, and this import of the story, and the impact of how you're going to judge David Griffin's conclusions. David Griffin's primary source for the existence of an underground base underneath the Corbata, Uruguay, right? The political rationale being false for the Argentine, the Falklands War conflict, as well as the connection, I believe, to the Marconi deaths and forward, is a contactee, abductee by the name of Alec Newwald. Alec Newwald was an engineer, may still be an engineer, who was abducted sometime in 1989, okay? And he was gone for 10 days. He was taken to Haven with the aliens, and they taught him all this shit, including that's not judgment, that was just, the way I talk. Taught him all this stuff about all this conflict, existence of this base, and as well as, I believe, some information regarding these Marconi deaths. As I mentioned, he's also in some skills who participate quite often in the direct examination and interview of David Griffin. Okay, let's start with the Falklands War conflict and get some understanding of the basic history of the Falklands War conflict, so we can see and chart where David Griffin diverges. Okay, I'll help us understand this. Okay? I'm going to do this very briefly, and I'm certainly not going to read the Wikipedia article, so we're just going to basically say this, what people probably already know. There is a small chain of volcanic islands off the coast of Argentina known as the Falkland Islands. It's also sometimes called, I think, the Maldives Islands, or the Maldives Islands. There's at least two island chains. One of the island chains is known as Southern Thule Island Chain. It's important to talk about that in their name, avoid any confusion, because it's really not controversial. Okay, the Falkland Islands Argentina always wanted the Falkland Islands. They really think it's their territory. The Brits have other feelings about it. In fact, the majority of people on the Falkland Islands are English-speaking descendants of British settlers. So the Falkland people really always thought it's really considered part of the United Kingdom. Okay, the United Kingdom thinks they're part of the United Kingdom. But Argentina thinks that it's theirs. Sometime, I believe in 1976, in order to, but this is an ongoing conflict, and this didn't start in the 70s or 80s. Argentina and Britain have constantly kind of butted heads over this region. Okay, so Argentina goes to who constantly and consistently asserts control, ownership of the Falkland Islands, sets up a small scientific base. I guess you could call it a military base, but it's really a scientific outpost on part of the southern Thule Island chains known as Thule Island. It's a volcanic island. They did this in about 1976. Shortly after they set it up, Britain found out about it, discovered about it, but tried to negotiate with them peacefully and try and figure out what they're going to do. Okay. In 1982, diplomatic relations having fallen, diplomatic talks having fallen and faltered, Britain invades. Okay. It's very important to understand that even though Britain has a decisive victory in a relatively short period of time, but not an instant. This is not Grenada. This is not overnight. Okay, and many hundreds of soldiers died. This is a real war. Okay, it's very important that people understand that this is a real war. Real soldiers fighting for their nation gave their lives. Very important to be respectful of that. I personally agree. 1982, the UK invades. They obtain a relatively quick victory, but it's not like I said, it wasn't bloodless. And I'll tell you another thing, okay? Even though it's common to conceive of the Falkland Wars as being Britain going in and kicking Argentina's ass, or being unfair to Argentina, or just blowing them out, or just overreacting, Argentinian military is a fucking joke. The Argentinian army are no effing joke. You better believe that those Royal Marines who went in, those generals who led their men into the invasion of the Falkland Islands, which wasn't easy for Britain to do because it's not a great place to invade. It's a small series of islands. You got to do multiple landings. You got to do amphibious combat and tactical, embarkation onto the land. These are things that any military strategist will tell you. People still talk about the Falkland War, and this was a hard thing for the Brits to do. Because you better believe that those young men flying under the Union Jack knew that they were not going into some sort of dress-up police action, that it wasn't going to be just, Woody Allen's bananas, that these guys were going to have to go toe-to-toe with these Argentinians. These Argentinians, basically they're trained by the crowds. I mean, these guys, Argentinian military is no effing joke, okay? A huge, German population that came over, after World War I, bringing them all their knowledge, knowledge of Prussian war tactics, Kaiser's war tactics. The Argentinians are no effing joke. And the British should be very proud of their victory. I don't say that. I think everyone should be, proud of themselves because they achieved the victory. It's terrible. I'm pro-war, but people got to do what they got to do. We got to play out our karma and our dharma, and I guess the warriors got to be able to work. It is what it is. But I just want to put that in perspective because it's very common for people to act like, oh, the Brits, either like it was some sort of joke. It's no joke to fight the Argentinians, man. You know what I mean? The U.S. military had to invade Argentina, okay? We'd be all like, oh, it'd be easy. Argentina, even with all their financial power, we're not going to get too far. Anyway, in June 20th of 19, remember the base, the war happens, the war takes place, the United Kingdom wins. The British soldiers are victorious, and that's the end of the conflict. Shortly after the end of the conflict, on June 20th, 1982, the Brits actively take Corvada, Europe. Okay, there's an amphibious assault with a complement of Royal Marines, accompanied by, I believe, a nuclear sub and an icebreaker. Okay, we'll get to that because it's going to talk about how much tech they brought to take Corvada, Uruguay would be relevant to people. Okay, shortly after the war ends, they go and they take Corvada, Uruguay. They take the soldiers, the Argentinian soldiers, give up. They don't fight. They don't put up a fight. They surrender immediately when the Brits arrive. And the Brits, kick them offshore. And they basically leave Corvada, Uruguay intact. Why? Corvada, Uruguay is nothing fancy. Visual aid here. The crappiest visual aid ever. Hopefully I'll be able to put this JPEG and make this maybe the thumbnail. But you see, Kurbada Uruguay is a series of prefab structures, okay? These are clearly prefab structures used by any military, and like any prefab structure constructed hastily in the Antarctic, the Falkland Islands are very near the Antarctica. It's not a warm place. It's not, it's chilly, it's cold. The islands are volcanic islands covered in permafrost, right? And no one knows anything about military construction, just construction in frozen barren places in general. You got to build prefab structures on pylons. It's pylons which raise the structures off the ground. Why do you do that? Well, number one, it's too hard to dig into this volcanic soil. It's too hard to dig into the soil, especially if you want to construct something fast. You can't do a huge construction job. Also, because it's permafrost, right? In Siberia, there's many Russian cities that are all built on pylons. Okay, and that's because permafrost raises and lowers the height of the ground. It makes a traditional basement or sub-basement-based construction, house construction, impossible. It just doesn't work. You got to build up pylons. I think that's important to note. This is how Kurbada Uruguay looks. It ain't impressive. It ain't that big a deal, right? See? Tiny little thing. Prefab structures on pylons. Look at these little people. Look at their little fence. Okay. Anyway, it's late. You know what I mean? So here we go. So they don't do anything. They just kick guys off and they just leave the prefab structures. Why? Why not? Who cares? It's prefab structures on pylons. In fact, the British probably figure, hey, it's a scientific outpost with some equipment there, some supplies there. We have missions that go around all this time again. This thing might happen again. Leave it intact. Spoil war. You got yourself a nice little scientific base. Throw a couple of British soldiers there. They can take ice core samples so the cows come home. Right? It's going to be beautiful. The sheep, right? Falklands Islands covered in sheep. Okay. Okay, so they did not destroy. In December of 1982, a Royal Navy vessel travels by Kurbada Uruguay and sees that someone has raised the Argentinian flag. This, for some reason, pisses them off to no end, and they blow up the place. Okay, but I guess they assume that was Argentina, either trying to reinstate things or trying to get things going. Now, it's very important to know from the historical record that it is considered most likely by most historians that Argentinian flag was probably put up there by Falkland Islands native who believed that Argentina was the proper place, loved Argentina, was upset about the end of the war, went back to Kurbada Uruguay and said, oh, here we go, Argentinian flag back up, right? So they blew up this little prefab structure. Not a big deal. They blow it up. Okay. That's the historical record as most people accept it. Now, it's very short shrift. We didn't go into a lot of nuance, but that's basically the Falkland Wars in a nutshell, including the taking of Kurbada Uruguay. Okay. But then David Griffin now diverges from the historical record. Okay. David Griffin now will explain to us his own research into it, his own explanation of what really happened in the Falkland War. Some people talked about briefly before. It's very important that you know and understand that David Griffin's primary source for his belief that there was artificial intelligence, alien black goo at Kurbada Uruguay in an underground base is Alec Newwald, a New Zealand engineer who, like I said, in 1989 disappeared for 10 days. I'm not calling him a liar. I'm just saying New Zealand engineers disappear for 10 days. Good time, right? You know what I mean? You hang out with a guy from New Zealand, watch out. You may disappear for 10 days, right? In a good way. You know, you got to end with Tijuana. You know what I mean? It happens. You know, watch out. They link the party. Anyway, not all. Some very astute, sober people. Okay. I don't get the impression that Alec Newwald is. I think Alec Newwald is much like myself. I think Alec Newwald maybe likes a touch of the drug every once in a while. I'm sure, hey, if you look at old pictures of Alec Newwald, he's got some tie-dye on, so I'm sure, it's from New Zealand, come on, you know what I mean? He's probably a hippie kid, hippie guy. I like him personally. I've seen interviews with these guys. He's affable, he's enjoyable, like most people with a New Zealand accent, most Americans find him just devilishly charming. Put an accent on anybody, they end up convincing you to become it's like taking a girl with those black glasses on them, and all of a sudden they go out. It's wonderful. Anyway, not to get too far afield. Okay, David Griffin, he diverges from the main story. Okay, and like I said, his main source of this is Alec Newwald, a guy who claims that he went away for 10 days with the aliens. Now Newwald is taken away by the aliens. We're going to get this very short. He is taken by blue ETs, okay, and shown a series of things, a series of events. And one of the things that he claims that he has shown is the Falkland conflict. He talks about sometimes thinking that he was seeing a picture of something or a projection of something, thinking that it was in the Antarctic, but then realized it was the Falkland conflict. That's where he got the information regarding the black goo, the underground, the ETs having the base underground, and what the ETs were doing in the black goo underground. What is the black goo? Some ancient alien technology or ancient alien itself, right, who came to Earth maybe on a meteorite or maybe on a comet, is now here, substrata, and it may have maybe a weapon of war that's deactivated or may itself be some sort of nefarious entity that wants to take over and control things. These blue ETs seem to be hell-bent on trying to quote-unquote de-engineer it, maybe to remove the threat, de-weaponize it, make peace or communicate with it. It's unclear, but it's clear that the only source that David Griffin has for this is Alec Newell, whose testimony is entirely based on what he experienced as a contactee when he discovered as an abductee. Some people like myself may be inclined to say that means that Alec Newell's testimony might not be the greatest evidentiary support on which one would believe or build this story. It's especially important to know this because David Griffin has another source that he talks about that I believe an Argentinian science officer, I believe it's attributed said, was stationed at Bogota, Uruguay. His name is Carlos, or Carl, I think it's hard to tell whether or not he's telling us this guy's name is Carlos or it's Carlos. And either one is possible because, like I said, the Argentinians were very, very heavily influenced by the Germans, so you could easily get an Argentinian soldier with the name Carl, with a K, right? Okay, so we don't know, but we know that he's an Argentinian science officer, and we know that he has told David Griffin that there is nothing underneath Bogota, Uruguay. Bear in mind, David Griffin is going on a research trail predicated upon two things. Number one, the contactee who says something did go down, and the dude who's actually there who says nothing went down. Who are you going to believe? He says that he likes Carlos, that he believes him, and he thinks that he's telling the truth. He's telling me that there's nothing there. Shouldn't we just stop there? Not David Griffin, we go on. Okay. We look at the picture of the base, we saw the islands, we talked about the permafrost. Oh, now here's the problem with a lot of this story, okay? Now, I think we can take into consideration, okay? Number one, okay. So these blue ETs, who are now associated with the Argentinian government, have got to work with this black goo, and they've got to do it, I guess, in a subarctic or freezing environment like underground or underwater, because apparently when the black goo is, subsurface or frozen or cold, it's deactivated underwater, ineffectual, right? So that's why the blue ETs are underneath there, working with it underground. Now, Dave, if you're the blue ETs, even if you're associated with the Argentinian government, right? Why the F, right? Why the F would we build an underground base in a highly contested geographic region? Oh, gee, you know what I'd really like to do? I'd really like to go cheat on my wife today. Better go to a place of work. You know? It just is baffling. No military strategist could do this, let alone a military strategist maybe who's a blue ET. Can you imagine a blue ET saying, oh man, we're going to put this base? We could go to Antarctica, or we could just go, 150 feet offshore and be in this beautiful frozen lake. There are bays to boot the band in the Falkland Islands. If you thought that they would do something close to the Falkland Islands, some sort of thing with this, that, or the other, that's what the answer was. But it's easier to do it in the bay, cut across the AI, red, black goo, or even if you were going to do it in an underground base, you got to build an underground base in a highly contested zone. Maybe you got to do it. Maybe that's where the AI is. Okay.